welcome to another Rogue Collector, where we showcase games, toys, comics, and various collectibles, and maybe some non-collectible items, just things that are rare and unique. Today's episode is brought to you by Mountainside Mercantile Company. That's right, I have a little business that I started to maybe get some tax breaks from this whole enterprise or endeavor that I've taken on. So thanks for joining me today. I have something super exciting that I have been wanting to share for a long time. It was an ordeal getting all this together, but finally I can share this collectible item here. Some of you may have heard of a show called Fallout and may be familiar with a game or a series of games by Bethesda Studios called Fallout. There's a Fallout 76, a Fallout 3, a Fallout 4, and prior to Bethesda Studios taking the game over. Shout out to Bethesda, Maryland. Shout out to Montgomery County. Shout out to Gaithersburg and the DMV in general. Even you Nova folks can get a shout out as well. All my all my Beltway peoples, welcome if you are listening. So before Bethesda, there was Black Isles Studios, and they did Fallout. Did they do no Interplay? Or Interplay published it. Black Isle produced it. It was called Fallout 1 and 2. Those are my favorite Fallout games. Fallout 3 was great too, and I kind of stopped playing after 3. But I really do love 1 and 2 and 3 and the Fallout series, and overall, cool aesthetic. And when the game first came out, it was just really mind-blowing. Still one of the best games, PC RPGs, even with its flaws. I think it's still a great game. And prior to that, there was Wasteland. So I've been playing this game for a long time, or familiar with the IP from its inception. Wasteland was I want to say the first version of that type of, Wasteland Apocalypse RPG, also by Black Isle Studios. Wasteland, you can still play as well. I think there's a remastered version of it. So yeah, check all those games out. Wasteland, Fallout, even the new Wasteland is great. I haven't played New Vegas, but I heard that's good too. So let's get into it. This whole set here was a giveaway that came with Fallout 3 way back when. I can't remember now when Fallout 3 debuted. I just know I was hyped for it. I haven't done a pre-order maybe since the only other pre-order I did after this was Cyberpunk 2077. And then I decided I would never do a pre-order again. So shout out to CD Projekt Red. And I love how Cyberpunk 2077 has evolved since then. But didn't originally land the way I had hoped. So as you can see from this box here, this is a metal lunchbox, old school. I don't know if they still make them like this. I think most lunchboxes, if lunchboxes are still even a thing now, are plastic. But back when I was a kid in the early 80s, which was probably the best decade to be a kid, metal lunchboxes were still a thing because they had been using those in the 70s and who knows how long prior to that. And, hopefully there wasn't too much lead or, toxic heavy metals in those older ones. But this is a retro style lunchbox that has a little bit of patina to it. I can't remember. It's intentionally meant to look weathered, so some of this rust look is actually part of the design here, if I'm not mistaken. But let's open it up. There are some items in here which I want to show off. We have our Vault Boy, Mr. Fallout here. I think he's called Vault Boy. I'm not sure what the mascot's name is, but as you can see, let me see if I can get him a little closer here. Vault Boy here. It's definitely not Fallout Boy, so what you want to call him, right? But yeah, no, this is Vault Boy. And you can see here, Fallout 3 is what this bobblehead was released with. And it's actually a really cool little bobblehead. There's a series of these. I'm not sure how they did it, if different ones came out with different Fallout releases, or if when this Fallout release came out, they did a series of these, because in the game itself, these Vault bobbleheads are collectibles as well. And I think they may have done a thing where they made the real life collectible, or they made the in-game virtual collectible bobbleheads. They created them in real life too, and you could go out and buy those or collect them, I think. But this is the one that came with the first batch of pre-orders, I believe. And what's really neat, or what I've noticed is with this one, I've seen other people's bobbleheads, and this one has like a shiny plastic to it. You can see I've seen ones where this plastic, it has more of a matte finish to it, and it doesn't reflect light as well at all. I don't know if that's just from age or if they did a second series of these, or I don't know. But yeah, it's a fun bobblehead. It'll look good on the desk if you're a Fallout fan. It also comes with this Making of Fallout 3 CD here. I never looked at this. I know how video games are made as a result of just having always been into them, growing up in the 80s, trying to attend a video game degree program, which I did stick with, but ultimately transitioned into graphic design, so that's what my background is in. And I've even made a game or two in Flash, back when Flash was a thing. And may even do it again with Game Maker Studio if I ever find the time. But as you can see here, this CD is in very good condition, no scratches. And if you're really into that behind the scenes stuff, this would probably be a lot of fun to watch, you know. I've actually, believe it or not, been in the Bethesda, so you'll probably see, like, they'll probably show the Bethesda studios and stuff where they do all the character modeling and rigging and programming and writing and all that. And if you hear sirens in the background, it's summertime, so I have my windows open and there is some sort of emergency going on. Hopefully no one's hurt. So there's our CD that comes with the set. Oh, and Bethesda Studios, yeah, cool little setup they have. I'm not even sure they're in Bethesda, Maryland. I think they're in Rockville, or maybe even Gaithersburg, which is, well, of the areas in Montgomery County, Gaithersburg, there's Gaithersburg, Montgomery Village, which used to be Gaithersburg. Getting some deep lore now. Potomac, Bethesda, Chevy Chase, blah, blah, blah. Bethesda and Chevy Chase actually neighbor each other. But for whatever reasons, Bethesda Studios is in Rockville, Maryland, not in Bethesda, Maryland. It's probably to save money because Bethesda and Chevy Chase are expensive areas of the DMV, which is the DC, Maryland, Virginia, outside the Beltway type of area in Maryland. So here is the game itself. This is the 360 version, so that's when I bought this game way back. It's been kept in good condition for the most part. Just a little, a little wear and tear to the plastic here, showing some signs of age up here. But the CD is in there, so this is a nearly complete set. There is one more item to share as well, but to show you that, these are your instructions. This art, man, love this style of art. This kind of what is it? School of the Subversive Genius or something like that. This kind of clip arty style. I think School of the Subversive Genius, if I'm not mistaken, as far as the name of the group is called. Where these this group of illustrators, I think, in the maybe 50s, 60s, possibly 70s. I just have a vague idea of like what it is, and I believe they put together a whole compendium of like that kind of classic illustration with like this style, right? Where the guy's got like the high and tight, like the Ronald Reagan looking, slick back, pomade hairstyle, and the whole look. The vibe. Hopefully, if not, go out and visit a few museums and do some reading, because it is a very cool period in American when it comes to the illustration art of America, or the West, really. Okay, and last but not least, we have the art book. But first, let me show you the inside of this lunchbox. It has a patina for sure. This lunchbox is as old as Fallout 3 is, and it's actually been used to keep maybe some tools and stuff. I've cleaned it the best I can, but I'm sure a little bit more could be done here. But overall, the outside looks a little better than the inside. And when you display it, something tells me it'll be like this. But here's our lunchbox. It is a really good lunchbox. Like, if I was a kid, I would still use it. And there's the game. And last but not least, here is the art book. And really good concept art in here. And this art book is in great condition. This might be one of the gems of the whole thing, besides the bobblehead and the lunchbox. And really, when you think about it, this whole set, a lot of cool quality items in here. The lunchbox, the bobblehead, the book, the CD if you're into that sort of thing, and of course the game was a lot of fun. I played it so many times, so many start overs because I didn't like my special skill distribution. And yeah, I played it good. I played it evil. I made a character that looked like, before making characters that looked like the Joker in video games was cool. I made a character that looked like the Joker, had green hair, wore a little suit, never put on any body armor, but I digress. So here is some concept art. This is the subway system, the metro of Fallout 3. Here is a little dark humor, but here is the U.S. Capitol, maybe 10 years from now. Let's see. What else we got? A joke there is a joke, but the way things are going, let's just keep our fingers crossed. Here's the Lincoln Memorial. But yeah, a lot of great art. And this is pre-AI, pre-computer assistance. I don't know if AI will ever get this good with, it may, but it's hard, I think, for a computer to actually mock up something with the intelligence and sort of creativity and true random nature of a human being. But it could probably get close and approximate. And shout out to Jonah Lobes. I don't know how many of these illustrations are his, but Jonah is a very talented artist. He had worked at Bethesda and worked on this game. And he and I were low-key friends. We used to hang out, get lunch. I knew Jonah through his... I used to take a martial arts class, and his girlfriend was maybe fiance at that point, and hopefully now wife was in that class. And so that's how I met Jonah. And we used to play video games and all kinds of stuff. I actually worked next door to Bethesda Studios in this little office building. So all that being said, this art is amazing. I don't know what Jonah's contributions are to this, but he has a YouTube channel where he does artwork. I think he does things like, what is Wolverine's adamantium skeleton really like, or how can Thanos do this, or how can Cannonball, what is his anatomy like so he can project propellant flames out of his lower torso. Cannonball from the with New Mutants, now X-Men, you get it. So I love this. I love art books like this. I try not to really. One of the reasons why this is in such good condition is because I try not to wear them out by flipping through them so much. But there you can see right here, the art team. And let's see if we can find Mr. Lobes. There he is. Character art animation, Jonah Lobes. I also knew another young lady here. Maybe Hulai Chong. Maybe whoever the young lady was that did. Here's a little fact you don't know. The person that did the animation for the Death Claws in Fallout 3, who did the character animation, was a young Asian woman. I think the one I pointed out in that book. I knew her, or didn't know her, but we rubbed shoulders one time at a birthday party dinner for a roommate of mine who is no longer with us. R.I.P. Josh. But yeah, I went to school for game design, and so when I got out of school, even though I transitioned to graphic design, a lot of people that I went to school with stayed in game design and became game designers. And my roommate and best friend ended up working at Volatile Studios, I forget, but the guys that did Robotech and what's the one, EDF, Earth Defense Force, I think. Something like that, or Super Defense Force, I can't remember. He shoot a bunch of giant bugs, but he worked on games like that. Some Dora the Explorer and stuff. But those were the good old days. I still keep in touch with those guys as best I can. But yeah, this has been the Rogue Collector for the Mountainside Mercantile Company. More to come about that whole arrangement as I figure that out. But this is the Fallout 3 Vault Tech pre-order set of items. And last but not least, the only thing that is missing from this set is the plastic container. I believe this guy came in a plastic, molded thing to keep him still in there, and then all these items were in the cavity that was beneath it. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed looking at this item. It'll be on my eBay, priced reasonably but competitively. So for all the new Fallout fans and the old ones, if you're looking for a great collector's item for yourself, for a friend, or for a loved one, definitely grab this. They will love it. So thanks for joining me on The Road Collector. Next time.